Have you ever felt like you just don't belong? Like you're a puzzle piece from a completely different box? That was my life. For years, I tried to fit into the mold my family had created for me. I twisted myself into shapes that weren't natural, sanded down my edges, and painted over my true colors, all in the hopes of earning their approval, their love. But it never worked. No matter what I did, I was always the odd one out, the black sheep, the disappointment. The final break was quiet, not a dramatic movie scene, but a slow, painful drifting apart until one day, the silence was deafening. I was officially on my own. The first few months were terrifying. The loneliness felt like a physical weight pressing down on my chest every morning. I'd scroll through social media, seeing happy family photos, and a wave of bitterness and grief would wash over me. Was there something wrong with me? Was I unlovable? I was adrift in a sea of my own insecurities, with no land in sight. I tried to keep busy, throwing myself into work, picking up hobbies, anything to distract from the gaping hole where my family used to be. But at the end of the day, the quiet of my apartment was a constant, loud reminder of what I'd lost. One evening, feeling particularly low, I forced myself to go to a local board game night I'd seen advertised. I almost turned back a dozen times. My social anxiety was screaming at me. What if no one talked to me? What if I made a fool of myself? I took a deep breath and walked in. The room was buzzing with laughter and friendly chatter. A woman with bright pink hair and a smile that could light up a city waved me over to her table. Her name was Maya. She introduced me to her friends, Ben, a quiet guy who was a strategic genius at every game, and Chloe, a bubbly artist who made everyone feel instantly at ease. I was awkward at first, fumbling with the game pieces and barely speaking above a whisper, but they didn't seem to notice. Or if they did, they didn't care. They included me in their jokes, patiently explained the rules, and celebrated my small victories. For the first time in what felt like forever, I laughed. A real, deep from-the-belly laugh. It felt foreign and wonderful. I went back the next week, and the week after that, board game night became the anchor of my week. The one thing I looked forward to. Slowly, my friendship with Maya, Ben, and Chloe grew beyond the gaming table. We started grabbing dinner, going on hikes, and having movie marathons. I learned that Maya was a software engineer who loved baking ridiculously elaborate cakes. Ben was a librarian who wrote poetry in his spare time. And Chloe ran a small online shop selling her beautiful pottery. They were all so different, yet they fit together perfectly. And somehow, I fit with them too. One day, I was having a really bad day. A memory of a harsh comment my father had made years ago popped into my head and just wouldn't leave. I was spiraling. I sent a single, sad emoji to our group chat, not expecting much. Within minutes, my phone rang. It was Maya. "We're on our way," she said simply. "Put the kettle on." 20 minutes later, all three of them were in my living room, armed with my favorite ice cream and a terrible action movie. They didn't push me to talk. We just sat together, and their presence was a comforting blanket. Later that evening, I finally told them everything about my family, the rejection, the years of feeling like I wasn't enough. I cried, ugly, snotty tears, and they just listened. When I was done, exhausted and empty, Ben put a hand on my shoulder. "Their loss," he said quietly. Chloe added, "You're one of the best people we know. You were never the problem." And Maya, she just pulled me into a hug that said more than words ever could. In that moment, surrounded by their warmth and acceptance, I realized something profound. This was family. It wasn't the family I was born into, the one connected by blood and shared history. This was a family I had chosen, and more importantly, a family that had chosen me back. They didn't care about my past or the expectations I'd failed to meet. They saw me, the real me, with all my quirks and flaws, and they loved me for it. They celebrated my successes, supported me through my failures, and showed up when I needed them most. The idea of chosen family isn't just a comforting phrase. It's a lifeline, the realization that family isn't about obligation or genetics. It's about love, respect, and mutual support. It's about finding the people who let you be your most authentic self without fear of judgment. It's the friends who become your emergency contacts, who know your coffee order by heart, and who you can call at 3 a.m. just because you can't sleep. Building this new family wasn't an overnight process. It took vulnerability. It took me being brave enough to show up at that game night, to open up to them, to let them in, and it took them being kind, patient, and open-hearted enough to make space for me. We built our bond through shared laughter over silly games, through quiet moments of support, through hundreds of small, ordinary gestures of kindness. My life is so much richer now. The hole left by my biological family isn't gone, not completely. Some days, a pang of sadness still hits me. Grief is a complex thing, but it no longer defines me. It's not a gaping wound anymore. It's a scar that tells a story of survival and rebirth. A story of how I lost a family and, in the process, found a better one. The story of how I found my people. If you're out there and you feel lost, alone, or like you don't belong, please don't give up hope. Your people are out there. They might be at a book club, a volunteer event, a local sports league, or a board game night. It takes courage to put yourself out there. I know it's scary. The reward is finding those who will see the real you and say, hey, you're one of us. But the potential reward is immeasurable. Your worth is not determined by the people who couldn't see it. Family is a verb. It's about loving, showing up, and caring. It's a choice you make every day. So go out there and start building. Be brave, be open, and be yourself. You deserve to be loved for exactly who you are. And trust me, your chosen family is waiting to find you. Thanks for listening to my story. If it resonated with you, I'd love it if you'd subscribe for more. See you next time.